I swear, this is what it's like trying to have a conversation with some men. And if you get it, you'll get it. The American food system is just so corrupt. It literally kills thousands, if not millions of people every year. Not all food, though. Yeah, obviously not all food. I'm talking about the food system, diet culture.
I'm only going to include this part of the video because it's really the only part that's relevant. It's crazy how we immediately jump to diet culture. I just wanted to give you guys some data. Did you know that in California and Texas alone, there are more McDonald's than there are Planet Fitness gyms in the entire US? All 50 states. If you added up every YMCA, Planet Fitness, Snap Fitness, LA Fitness, and Anytime Fitness, you would still have nearly 5,000 more McDonald's locations. Now that's just McDonald's. Of all fast food locations in the US, McDonald's makes up a little less than 7% of them. Just a small percentage of the fast food industry dwarfs the biggest fitness clubs in the US. So is diet culture really that big in our society? It seems Americans are more concerned with stuffing their faces full of hyper-palatable foods made to promote overconsumption than they are with diet culture. Remember, the fast food industry last year pulled in over $250 billion in revenue in the US alone. But yeah, diet culture is the problem.
Way around this. Your body is a direct representation of the life that you are living.
You see this fucking body, folks? This fucking body has been created through the hard work combination of sitting on my ass all day, staring at my computer screen for work, and binging on sugar several times a week. In case that didn't make it obvious, you cannot tell how well someone takes care of themselves just from the way they look. There are plenty of fat people who take way better care of themselves than I do and are way healthier than I am. So yeah, kick rocks.
Good lord. The individual health of any one skinny person does not take away from the fact that obesity is unhealthy. Let's take an example. Me, I'm not fat, but I have familial high cholesterol. But for every one non-fat person like me who has high cholesterol, how many obese people have the same condition relative to their population? That's the real question, because preventative health currently is not about totally eliminating your chance of disease. It's about risk reduction.
The problem that keeps many people in larger bodies from just going to the gym is not their bodies themselves. It's the rampant fat phobia in the fitness industry. Toxic fitness and diet culture is rooted in so many terrible beliefs about what certain bodies can or should be capable of. And when I talk about this concept, some people get really agitated by it and say, well, it's just in your head. You need to just get over it and just start working out. But regardless of whether the body size discrimination in fitness spaces is real or perceived, it's clearly very real for the people who are experiencing it. So if you think it's important that fat people go to the gym and work out, then you should also think it's important that these spaces are accessible. Exercise is awesome and has so many benefits that have nothing to do with your body, and I just wish I could see more people embrace that.
Once upon a time, I was a fat person going to the gym, and when I went there, you want to know what happened? Nothing. No one said anything to me about my body. Even when I was doing exercises wrong, no one said anything to me. Now, this is just my anecdote, but the culture as a whole has decided it is not cool to make fun of fat people in the gym. You'd be hard-pressed to find someone in the fitness industry who tolerates this behavior. This fact is why TikTok pages such as Joey Swole have blown up. That shit is not tolerated. Just go to the gym.
I've been over 200 pounds, and I knew I didn't look good.
This is going to be one of those whale attacks, as you refer to them, and you put yourself in the splash zone, so you better prepare for Shamu, bitch.
Okay, but Prepare for Shamu is hands down funnier than anything I've ever written. If you weren't so indoctrinated by fat logic, you could write for Family Guy and make it funny again.
I want to learn when the hell you decided that you were God and define what looking good and what not looking good is. Because you're not defining what looks good and what doesn't look good. You're projecting your insecurity.
That insecurity being that when you lost weight and you looked at that new number on the scale, you realized that that didn't change the fact that you still have a boring-ass ugly personality. And I think that's the hardest pill for you to swallow. Losing weight didn't change your insecurities. Your insecurity wasn't in your body, it's in who you are. Why you went with the physical approach, I'll never understand. But this is just whale-on-whale crime, considering the fact that your god complex and ego-coded insecurities add up to the size of 2 orcas.
This whole let me tell you what you think about yourself shit has got to stop, because in reality, unless someone directly tells you what they think about themselves, you really can't know, and the things you've mentioned don't logically lead to the conclusion that she hates the personality she has. The comments on this video are absolutely eating this shit up, but the reality is that none of the shit she said actually logically leads to the conclusion she's made. She can be a bad person and still love herself. Narcissists are capable of hurting your feelings too.
So yesterday I went to like 3 thrift stores, and by the time I entered the 3rd one, I had a major breakdown because I couldn't find stuff in my size. And I'm like moderately plus size, like waist size 40. So it's not like, I cannot find stuff in my size, but it's people like you who hoard away all the stuff in big size just because it looks more aesthetic. The world was built for skinny people, and you are contributing to a part of the problem. And I'm not gonna take any opinions on this because I said what I said.
Your story is unfortunate. I feel bad for you. But here's the reality. He got the pants first. He bought them legally. If you hate it, be faster next time. Also, are we gonna sit here and pretend like he don't look good in that? Come on, my guy got that shit on. Call him ranch, cause he be fucking dressing.
Cis men hate fat girls that won't fuck them. Really want to see a cis man lose his shit? Be a fat woman that doesn't want to fuck him.
I love this because I'm a cis man. If a fat woman didn't want to have sex with me, I wouldn't be angry at all. Because I like men. Big, masculine, manly, fucking men.
Give it a minute. There's a specific kind of anger and frustration that they show when even the fat girl doesn't want to fuck them. Cis men are usually violent towards fat women that don't want to sleep with them because they, like everybody else, have bought into the undesirability of fat women and see them as a sexual social safety net. Invalidating that people think that fat women are supposed to just have sex with people that want to have sex with us because we're not allowed to have sexual autonomy due to socially not being sexually desirable enough. Because it weighs on their self-esteem because they're not able to have sex with somebody that is supposed to be socially so sexually undesirable that they should settle to have sex with them. We're expected to always want to have sex with everybody regardless of whether or not we want to because we're supposed to be grateful for the attention. We hear the whole you're a fat bitch anyway, you weren't that fine, no way. And then of course we have the response of like, that I was a fat bitch 30 seconds ago, what happened? Also, thin women with and I can't even get a text back. We see you too.
I am a cis man. If you told me you didn't want to have sex with me, I would be okay with that information. And I imagine there's a lot of cis men who are actually straight who would be totally okay with you not wanting a piece of dick. Believe it or not, there are some people who have no interest in you sexually, or any fat woman for that matter. I know that blows your little narcissistic mind, but it's the truth. And to say otherwise is... Hold on a minute, let me do this right. Gather around once again, my beautiful audience, while we go over fallacies with your Uncle Hotep. Today's fallacy is the faulty generalization fallacy. The faulty generalization fallacy is when a conclusion is drawn about all or many instances of a phenomenon on the basis of one or a few instances of that phenomenon. For example, every black person I've met is rude, therefore black people are rude. Here we have this woman saying that cis men get mad when she won't do the horizontal hokey pokey with them, and she bases that on interactions her and others have had, meanwhile ignoring that this phenomenon doesn't apply to all cis men, as all cis men aren't even straight, and there are straight men who are legitimately not attracted to you, or any fat woman for that matter.
And my good friend Lizzo. Lizzo works with my trainer, a friend of mine, Harley Pasternak. When Lizzo loses 10 pounds and announces it, the bots, that's a term for people like, it's like telemarketer callers, like on Instagram, they attack her for losing weight because the media wants to put out a perception that being overweight is the new goal when it's actually unhealthy. Let's get a...
Y'all ever wonder if Lizzo sees this shit and is like, I just wish I would keep my fucking name out your mouth? Couple things here. One, I don't think Lizzo talks about her weight as much as everyone else talks about Lizzo's weight. Two, y'all are not medical professionals.
First of all, this is the first time in a while Kanye West has been coherent. But I'm going to disagree with him. I don't think Lizzo will lose weight, and if she does, I don't think she'll announce it. A big part of her whole shtick is the fact that she is indeed fat. You don't kill the cow that produces the most milk. Now to your point about Kanye not being a medical professional, correct. But let's look at what the medical professionals are saying. From the Center for Disease Control, obesity is a common, serious, and costly chronic disease of adults and children. From the World Health Organization, overweight and obesity are defined as abnormal or excessive fat accumulation that may impair health. From the National Institute of Health, obesity is a chronic health condition that raises the risk for heart disease, the leading cause of death in the United States, and is linked to many other health problems, including type 2 diabetes and cancer. I could go on and on, but every national health agency in the world unanimously support obesity being a health risk.
And even if you were a medical professional, why don't y'all ever talk about the adverse health effects of losing too much weight?
They are. The reason you are aware of the fact that losing too much weight is bad for your health is medical professionals. Like, that information comes from them. With that said, I think it's time for your Uncle Hotep to introduce you to yet another logical fallacy. Here we have a textbook example of the red herring fallacy. The red herring fallacy occurs when irrelevant information is presented alongside relevant information, distracting attention from that relevant information. The fact that losing too much weight is unhealthy is totally irrelevant for the simple reason that Kanye never advocated for Lizzo to go down to an unhealthy weight. And whether or not being underweight is unhealthy is irrelevant because that doesn't make obesity any more healthy.
Oh, because it's not about health to you. Also, Lizzo doesn't just get attacked if she says that she's lost weight. She's also frequently attacked for not being skinny in the first place. And lastly, where were all of these health concerns associated with, gaining weight when you were revolutionizing the dad bod? Where were they then?
She ends the video with two more red herrings. Kanye's point is that she'll be attacked for losing weight. And that's true. We've seen the same thing with Rebel Wilson, Adele, Jonah Hill, and others. The second red herring is when she mentions dad bods. Kanye never mentioned the dad bod. And who's going around saying that dad bods are the height of health anyway? Even if someone was, Kanye damn sure didn't say it.
What I'm about to say is no shade to that creator. It's more or less shade to the people in the comment section. He doesn't have a dad bod. If anything, he's average build. Because if you classify that as a dad bod, people that are my size or bigger are classified as morbidly fucking obese, and y'all wouldn't even check for us. I can't believe I'm actually going to show you my fucking body, but I guess we have to go this far. But yeah, this is my body type. I would classify my body type as a dad bod, if you want to go there, quite frankly. I literally am built like a retired linebacker with 4 kids, and I'm okay with that, because if you say you wouldn't fuck this, you're a goddamn liar.
First off, no one knows what the hell a dad bod is. Let's be honest. I've heard people say NFL quarterback Russell Wilson and Jason Momoa have dad bods, when in reality they just look like off-season bodybuilders. How many dads look like that? Mine sure didn't. It's subjective as hell, therefore gatekeeping it is stupid. Secondly, you said if he has a dad bod, you're morbidly obese. Well, according to the numbers you gave, you are obese. In fact, you're only 21 pounds away from being considered morbidly obese.
Every time he leave me alone, he always tell me he miss it, he wanna.
The comments on that video were so positive. so positive. But can you take a second to imagine what the comments would be like if that was a fat person eating a burger on TikTok? If you're ever curious if fat phobia exists, go find a video like that of a fat person eating a burger. Check out the comments.
Well, of course they'd be different, because different situations will produce different reactions. If you see someone with lung cancer smoking, and then you see someone without lung cancer smoking, would you not expect different reactions? If you see a recovering alcoholic taking a shot, would your reaction be the same if it was someone who wasn't a recovering alcoholic taking a drink once a blue moon? So yeah, seeing someone who is already obese consume a big, fat, juicy burger is going to produce a different reaction because of the context behind those situations. This is not me saying those comments are fine, but let's not pretend like it's something malicious.
Congratulations on losing 9 pounds. This is what that looks like. Here is 5, 6.
As a non-diet dietitian, this message is very problematic. First of all, when people lose weight, significant weight in a short period of time, it's actually muscle mass and water that's actually breaking down, meaning your body is eating its muscles and its organs, not fat mass.
Yeah, no. First of all, in general, super low calorie diets will take more muscle than a moderate calorie deficit. However, in both situations, the body prioritizes using fat for energy, not muscle. This paper by Hamesfield and others published in 2014 goes into detail about a multitude of weight loss trials that investigate the type of mass that is lost in the trials. The paper details 3 trials in which participants were put in a deficit of 1,000 calories, which is significant. In these trials, while participants did indeed lose muscle mass, the majority of weight lost was in the form of adipose tissue. Secondly, the video never advocates for losing weight, significant amounts of weight, in a short amount of time. That's something you made up entirely in your own head.
Number 2, where you're never supposed to comment on people's weight loss. You could be commenting an eating disorder, depression, cancer, anxiety, who knows what.
If someone you know in your personal life comes up to you and they're suddenly bald one day, we don't just assume they have cancer and are going through chemotherapy. So why, when it comes to weight loss, do we just assume the worst? It makes no sense. Anyway, I'll compliment anybody who I want. So y'all should go follow me on Instagram and feel free to send me your before and afters.
People need to stop commenting on people's bodies and congratulating them when they're shrinking, because this is problematic. And thirdly, you're commenting on promoting someone's weight loss. This is really a projection of your own fat phobia and your own weight stigma. And that is an oppressive system that we need to stop doing.
Oh, good Lord, you're no fun.
Stitch this with your best "Hey, good morning," followed by your most uncomfortable historical fact.
Hey, good morning. Fat phobia and the BMI are rooted in anti-black racism.
Shut when you think about it.
Anyway, with that said, you all take care of yourselves, drink water, don't skip leg day, and I'll catch you in the next video.